What's going on, everyone? It's Dungeon here, and I'm coming back with another Elden Ring Beast Mode video. And in this one, we're going to be taking a look at the Limgrave Tunnels, which is right here on the map. Currently, I am at the Aguil Lake North site of Grace, so very easily to get to here. Alright, make sure you pass up the Gatefront Ruins to the east, and then you can get to this side of Grace. This is probably one of the first sites of Grace that you really want to hit, because you'll get access to Torrent, which is the steed. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys first how to get to the tunnels, and you can click ahead using the chapters down below if you already know how to do this. But for those of you who are new, we'll go ahead and come on down. You could potentially jump a little bit sooner, and you probably won't take any fall damage. Do keep in mind that this location right here actually has a dragon, which you can fight. It might be a little bit difficult for early gamers, but you can also just completely ignore the dragon and come into the cave just the same. Alright? Alright. Okay, so we're now at the Limgrave Tunnels. Now, the first thing that I would say for you to do is click on that and let it ride down. And then, if you have a torch, you want to light that. If you have a lantern, you can use that. And for those who are wondering where I got the lantern, there's two places that sell it. A little bit north of Stormfront Castle is the Nomadic Merchant, alright? And all the way south in the Weeping Peninsula, there is an isolated merchant that also sells the lantern. Alright, so torch or lantern, whichever you want to use. Lantern allows you to have shield or weapon in left hand. You want to skip on down to the left. You always drop down to the left on these type of dungeons or caves, because sometimes there are little gifts that you can grab. Alright, also I have in my inventory from the last location from the previous video, Margaret's Shackle. So if you use that and you suspect that there is an invisible wall somewhere in the cave system near you, that will unlock it without having to attack it. So it's very, very, very useful. So get on down here, and you can hit the site of Grace. Just keep in mind, you won't be able to warp out because you are in a tunnel that has not been completed yet. So we're going to go ahead and continue on from here. And do keep in mind, I have to give you a little bit of a warning. I recently bought Cuphead. This is a little side note. I recently bought Cuphead, and I did a initial walkthrough, initial first playthrough like episode, and very, very fun game so far. Difficult, but my son actually started playing, so if you hear a little bit of raging in the background, just know he's playing. I haven't. He asked, he's like, hey, do you want to play? And I'm like, well, some of my viewers might want to see me play, so if you want to see me play with him, because I guess he said that there's I'm getting okay, hold on. If I wasn't so powerful, I'd be taking a ton of damage. But anyways, like I said, if you want to see me play with him, like as a co-op initial playthrough, let me know. I can make that happen. But otherwise, when you attack these guys, make sure that you're using heavy attacks. They can be charged heavy or just regular heavy attacks, because if you don't, or you don't have a very heavy weapon, it'll just bounce off. If you use just like a regular attack, it'll bounce off and it'll do damage, but it won't actually poison break them. Actually, it will poison break you almost. So keep that in mind. Very, very interesting enemies. So if you have strike weapons, that makes a difference. Actually, let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. I do have a Morning Star. Let's go ahead and equip that, and I'll put on my shield here. Alright, and I'll show you what this is like. I don't know if this is heavy enough. You might have to use like a large club. Let me come back this way. And I don't believe I upgraded this weapon at all, so you know, this is going to be a little bit more of a challenge than my upgraded weapons. But let's try it out. Yeah, it still does. It still does reflect back, but if you have a really heavy weapon, I don't think it does. So something to keep in mind with... Oh, there's rats. Hold on. Rats are kind of a pain because if you're not careful, they can actually stun lock you if there's a bunch of them. So keep that in mind. They're weak, but they can definitely mess you up if you're not paying attention. Alright, so I'm put back on my main weapon, and like I said before, this is part of a regular walkthrough, so you know you can use this as a standalone, but you can also watch this as part of the walkthrough. And if you're wondering, how did I get these weapons upgraded so much for like a initial area, you'd have to see the 0 to hero part of my playthrough, which is pretty much episode 1 through 5 or 6, and you would basically get that information. So we have another elevator, so what we're going to do is the same thing. We're going to push this elevator down, and we are going to skip on to the left. And I suspect there might be an invisible wall, so you press that, and it actually has a very far reach. Alright, so we're gonna go there, but not yet. That's actually a little bit of a trick. Makes it a little bit more disorienting, because you come down here and be like, you know, this is the end of the tunnel. Like, I don't get it. Where's the boss? Should be a boss at the end, and there isn't. It's like a dead end over here. So I'm gonna do this one more time, just in case. Alright, now, I think there's a dog around here somewhere. Do my running attack. Should be another dog. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Best to get back attacks on these guys. Does tons of damage, and then follow up like a heavy attack or something like that. Oh goodness. And these yellow things are going to give me obviously smithing stones. You might find white ones if you're in some of these tunnels. There'll be white ones, and those are somber smithing stones. So because this is the like first location, first tunnel, then pretty much everything is going to be like, you know, the lowest level of smithing stones. So, and I think I passed one up. I'm gonna go back real quick. I'm almost positive I passed one up in the area up above, and then we'll come back over here. When I was fighting those rats. So the bad news is if you do pass them up, you can come back and get them. The ones that you did pick up, they will not replenish, but the ones you didn't pick up, they'll always be there. You just have to fight the enemies again, which is kind of a bummer. Looks like I did get them. I thought I missed one, but that's okay. So alright, it's always better to check. You know what, actually, is there one back behind this thing? Sometimes there are stones hidden behind those crates, so it's always a good idea to just to be sure to break those. I know there's one cave where that actually is something. It is hidden behind. So now we're on our way down. Roll off, and let's continue on. Alright. Cheeky backstab on this guy. And what's interesting is that the ones who are working, if you don't bother them, they won't actually aggro. Problem is, if you grab what they're mining, they will. I'm pretty sure they... Oh my goodness, man. Alright. Come over here. Okay, we got two. Let's back up over here. Let the one that's running at it... Oh, they're both running. Alright, alright. I could use some I should use some magic. I'm gonna show you guys what I have. There you go. You can always use magic to deal with them. It's always fun. Whatever kind of spells you have, you can use those. You can kill them with brute force as well. Just like I said, best to use heavy attacks. Alright, and here is probably, I think, the last elevator. Some of these tunnels are pretty big. Good thing is that you'll get a lot of upgrade materials, but once again, you cannot come back in here and expect to get those upgrade materials again. That is a big bummer. There are monsters that you can fight in the world that will actually drop certain materials, and you can actually buy them when we get a bearing. You can get a specific type of bearing and give it to the twin merchants. They're like Siamese twins or whatever in the round table hold, and they will sell you. They will sell you the upgrade materials, so that is good. Alright, we're about to fight the boss, and honestly I don't even remember what kind of boss this is. We're gonna find out here in a second. I want to say it's like a giant. Yeah, I was right. It is. Okay, so if you're low on hit points or anything like that, make sure you drink a flask for hit points or FP, and you can be ready to bring out a summon, because in pretty much most boss fights you can summon enemy, or you can summon the I guess they're allies. I don't know. So I have militia, skeletal militia, that will revive. Alright, I'm going to my frost dragon out. Hold on a second. Ooh. Alright, now he's got frostbite. And that's that. Honestly, I probably could have just attacked him, and he was taking lots of damage. But you know, it's whatever. You do however you want to do. Use spells, use melee, use range, whatever you got to do. And that's pretty much that. Once you have it unlocked, then you can warp out. As always, thank you so very much for watching, and bye everyone.